Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We walk this stage today to receive our diplomas and symbolically move to the next phase of our lives. We do this in a time of historical uncertainty. This is the first time that graduation has been held outside on the Grand Austin athletic field. And while that might be new as a graduation, this field is not new to any of us. We've played sports on it, we've marched on it, we had PE class on it, had field days, and have done class projects out here. It has been a part of our school here at CHSS, a part we are leaving behind. Before we begin, let me recognize the members of the Dare County Board of Education. B. Bass Knight, Chair. Mary Ellen Balance, Vice Chair. Harvey K. Hess, Jr. Margaret Lawler. Joe Tauburn. David Twidley. I would also like to thank our superintendent, John D. Farley, and our two assistant superintendents, Artzt Tillett and Sandy Kinsel. We recognize and thank our county commissioners, Chairman Robert Woodward, Vice Chairman Wally Overman, Everin Bateman, Danny Couch, Steve House, Rob Ross, and Jim Tobin, and our Sheriff Doug Dowdy. I would also like to thank our sponsors, Jessica Polk and Miss Foster Mattingly. As Aldous Huxley wrote, in a brave new world, oh brave new world, let's begin at once. Congratulations, class of 2020.
So I Googled ideas on how to start a graduation speech, and here's what I found. As I stand here before you today, well, that's not going to work. As you can see, Google is no help. As you watch this video of me giving a speech today, I can't help but acknowledge the pandemic that brought our school year to a halt. We're living in history, and years from now, our kids and grandkids will be complaining about having to write a paper about some beer virus. But instead of focusing on what took away a couple of months of our high school career, instead of remember all of the good times. I've known a lot of you since we were 5 years old, and I can certainly say we've had some good times. Our many field trips to the lighthouse, the 8th grade trip, and more recently, countless pep rallies and sporting events. Whatever it is, I share good memories with every single person from this class, and I appreciate that. Now I look forward to our future. No matter what direction you plan to go in after school, I hope to see you again. We have good things ahead, and we need to recognize that rather than dwell on the short time we've lost. I would like to end this speech with some special thank yous. To the faculty who have all left a lasting mark on me, and the coaches especially. Thank you to my parents and the rest of my family. And one last big thanks to all my classmates and all my friends who made high school fun. And to leave you all with a good bit of advice, here are the wise words of Keith Durham. Don't be stupid. Thank you. Good luck, class of 2020.
4 years ago, I stood before most of you as an 8th grade promotion ceremonies guest speaker. And I'm convinced Welch's Fruit Snacks played a major role in that happening. As you remember, 8th grade ELA classes were the last 2 of the day. That meant by the time you entered my classroom, the sugar rushes from lunch and the hyperactivity generated by what would soon be referred to as healthy active time had dissipated. You were dragging. Nevertheless, we had to soldier on. So we read together in a circle so I could rein you in when your minds drifted elsewhere. Or when your eyelids grew heavy because your brains were working so hard. Filling your class periods with lively discussions and engaging activities wasn't always quite enough to get you to the end of class. Therefore, I did what any good teacher or parent does when all else seems to fail. I sugared you up. I bribed you. I gave you artificially flavored and colored snack food, Welch's Fruit Snacks. In my defense, they do say they are made with real fruit juice. Similarly, I bribed 8th graders in my English 1 class, and they survived writing poetry in iambic pentameter. Fruit Snacks made possible the most sincere, heartfelt, thoughtful discussions about novels like The Outsiders and The Red Badge of Courage. You also shared personal stories and hopes for the future. Well, as you can see, we all survived that year, and so did the fruit snack phenomenon. It became our thing. Now, you may be asking yourselves why fruit snacks are the focus of this commencement speech when there are so many more profound topics. Well, herein lies the answer. Over the years, those little blue bags became less about the sugary treat and more about unconditional love and respect. They became conversation starters when you needed to get something off your chest, edible hugs on days when you felt the world was against you, and reassurance that despite the ever-changing and frightening nature of the world around you, one thing would always remain the same. Mrs. Salmon would have fruit snacks, which meant she still loved you. Class of 2020, I will always have fruit snacks for you. The commencement speaker is expected to impart some wisdom upon you as you leave the known and embark upon the unknown. I do not consider myself wise. I am no Yoda or Dumbledore. But there are 3 truths I've learned. Number 1, stand for something. Alexander Hamilton once said, "Those who stand for nothing fall for anything." Be of your own mind. Educate yourself before jumping to conclusions. Over the years, when you have asked me why you had to read books so closely, my response: if you do not pay attention and question the world around you, then you will rely on others to interpret it for you. Think for yourselves, or someone else will. Number 2, cherish your time on earth. Chaucer wrote, "Time and tide wait for no man or woman." As you dive deeper and deeper into adulthood and accept its inherent responsibilities, be sure to pause every now and then and breathe. Your responsibilities will not disappear. However, you will remind yourself of who, what, and why you shoulder those responsibilities. Whether you call this pause a prayer, meditation, self-realization, whatever, be sure to remember that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Which leads me to this last truth. Number 3, love always wins. Hate is like a sugar-free, fat-free candy. It lacks depth of flavor and only satisfies you for a while. No matter how much you eat, you are left with an empty feeling. On the other hand, love is like one of those giant Hershey's candy bars. Its delicious, creamy, chocolatey goodness delights your senses and satisfies your cravings. Coincidentally, there is no way you can eat all of it by yourself in one sitting. It is meant to be shared. Okay? Sophocles wrote, "One word that frees us of the weight and pain of life is love." Not just romantic love. Love is also forgiveness, compassion, and empathy. So help heal others and yourself with love. Doing so will never make you a fool. Even when your love is rejected, it lingers around you, just biding its time until someone accepts it. In closing, class of 2020, greatness awaits you all.
Stay gold. Similar to how I would normally write my English essays, I started the speech at 11:30 at night, procrastinating like I usually do, but this time it wouldn't be for the same reason. Writing the speech would be one step closer towards graduation, a step towards into not coming back in the fall to see the friends and teachers we've all grown to love. It would be a step closer into approaching the unknown. With each word I speak, we are 1 second closer to saying goodbye. But with each word, we are 1 second closer towards embarking on our own adventures. In the beginning of freshman year, I wrote down a list of goals I hoped to achieve by the end of high school graduation. Most importantly, one of them was being valedictorian. However, as time passed, I began to realize that valedictorian wasn't everything to me. What mattered more was making memories before life as we knew it would change. Little did we know that that day would come a lot closer than we expected. Looking back, there was one thing I never considered, the element of unpredictability. As much as we would all like for our plans to stay the same, they changed. This graduation is a great example of that. If I could go back in time and talk to freshman Amy, I'd let her know not to stress so much over her future. I'd tell her that everything you're freaking out about now is not going to be that important later on. If I could go back in time and do it all over again, I'd do it differently. But I don't regret anything that I did because it's gotten me to the place where I am now. It's gotten me to a place where I'm excited for the future and what it has in store for me. We've all spent our high school years in such different ways that it's difficult writing the speech in a way that represents everyone. But what I can say about the class of 2020 as a whole is that we're all going down our own different paths of life, and they'll lead us to our own individual versions of success. While they may not be similar, they are the right paths for each person. I believe that we all have the potential to succeed in whatever we put our minds to and can succeed in our own terms. As I wrap up this speech, I'd like to thank the parents, the school faculty, and everyone surrounding us who's helped us shape us into the people we've become. We did it, class of 2020. We graduated.
Every year, Cape Hatteras Secondary School chooses a student who goes above and beyond to serve the community and to celebrate their acts of kindness with a Citizenship Award. This year's recipient represents quiet kindness. Her acts of kindness are often very personal. This individual has devoted hours of her personal time tutoring her peers, volunteering at school events, and always willing to lend a helping hand in the community. Our recipient has spent an exorbitant amount of time helping others academically. She has a deep understanding and passion for math, and she has been able to spend her break time helping others understand mathematical concepts and reach success. This individual has also dedicated her time to helping out at games in the concession stand. During basketball season, she spent at least 5 hours for every basketball game that we had to work inside the concession stand. All the while, she has also been volunteering her time to help others in the community. Dedication, dependability, and clear benevolent character are what makes this year's recipient outstanding. Today, we celebrate the compassionate spirit of Amy Chen. Congratulations, Amy. We wish you all the best in college and know that Chapel Hill is gaining a true exemplary citizen.
Camaan, Malachi, Aldridge.
This is a very nice flower. Thank you very much. So are we
Come on over here and we'll get your picture.
Great.
Chelsea, Carolina, Artzt.
It's only going all over the internet.
The last Artzt child, Justin Duane Chandler. Amy Chin.
Hey, come forward, honey. You want me in your picture? Sure. Ask her how.
Jose Angel Cirisa. John Bazemore Contestable. Austin Detter. Liam Thomas Dilworth. Ava Elizabeth France.
Air hug. Do you want to come get your picture?
Yeah, picture,
You can choose to take it on us. You ready?
Ava Elizabeth Garry. Chyenne Gaskill.
Take your mask off for your picture. Do you want him next? Good job.
Sara Chyenne Gaskins.
I like your boots.
Thank you.
They're purple.
My heels are earlier.
Look right here for me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. More. There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Stanley Sherwood Godwin III.
Come on over here. Get your picture. You're losing your sash. Now, do you wear my mask?
Dylan Michael Gray. James Travis Hild.
Come on over here for your picture.
Look right here for me. 1, 2,
Grant James Hood. Zachary Robert Heising. Taylor Lee Jarvis.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We're gonna.
Am I allowed to hug you?
Yes. If you want to have your picture taken.
Trevor Paul Kaetzel.
Sands first.
Picture right
Yeah, come on over here to the left.
Hunter James Langevin. Lexus Marie Meekins. Jaden Rock Midget.
Come on over here.
Stay right there for me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Madison Hope Midget. Ava Elizabeth Millard.
Come on over here. Yes. Do you want me in your picture the whole time?
Jasper Lee Morris.
But you played 3 sports, or all 4 years. For that, you earned category for her a little spending money for you from the Booster Club.
Peyton Shelby Mugford.
Come on over here for your picture. Would you like for me to wear my mask?
Marcos Alexander Ortega Ancheta. Brandon Lee Paquette. Ireland Alayne Rains. Christian Philip Rivera. Donald Caden Shepard. Lane Philip Stevenson.
Left or right side?
Right side, please. You want for me to have my mask on or off? 3. Stay right there.
Junius Rochin Torres.
Come on over here. We'll get your picture. Congratulations. Come on over here. Right side. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Sophie Ella Waterfield.
Yes, Sophie! Woo! You want my mask on or off? You did it! You did it!
Anastasia Marie Wilkinson.
Okay, wait, you gotta get a professional photo here too, right here.
Congratulations.
Hannah Claire Williams. Victoria Rose Williams. Nevaeh Isaac Willis.
Yeah, Nene, good job, buddy. We love you all we did. Good job, buddy.
Simon Joseph Wilson.
Come on over here.
It is my privilege to officially declare that the members of the class of 2020 are graduates of Cape Hatteras Secondary School. Congratulations.
I want to start off by thanking the amazing teachers and staff here who have helped us get to where we are today. We definitely couldn't have done it without you all. Although this year was a little wild, not exactly how we planned, between Hurricane Dorian causing damage to our school and missing quite a few days for repairs, and COVID-19 cutting our year 3 months short, we still managed to make it here. I want to give a special thank you to my friends and family for pushing me to be where I am today and also being who I am now. This school, along with the people inside, have done a fantastic job of preparing not only me but my classmates for what is to come in our futures. I'm beyond proud of each and every one of my classmates for getting to where we are today. Even though we've all had our doubts and differences, we're still here. I'm excited to see what the future holds for all of us and where life takes you all. Remember, just because we're closing this chapter to open a new one doesn't mean we forget the friendships, memories, and good times we've had together. I want to encourage all of us to keep in touch. After all, we just spent years learning and growing together. I want to wish you all the best of luck with all of your future plans and dreams. Whatever happens, don't give up. Although this isn't a typical ceremony, we're still here. Class of 2020, we made it. I appreciate all of you for the memories, friendships, life lessons, and so much more. Good luck to all of you.